Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about getting your tracks ready, your song ready to be sent out for mixing. That's obviously step one. After the mixing process, we got mastering. But for right now, I'm going to show you how to export all your tracks regardless of what DAW you're using. They should all pretty much have the same functions. I'm going to show you here on Logic, as you can see on the screen. So we're going to go through 5 easy steps to get all these tracks going to your mix engineer. So step number 1, I want you to be organized in your DAW. So as you can see, this is a song, one of my songs that I've been working on. Up here, it is titled Voice, and I do work with someone in Argentina for this, so he titled it. But nonetheless, it's easy. It says Voice in there, and it's easy for the mix engineer to work with. So it's all labeled there perfectly. I'm not too worried. We've got the acoustics here, bass, and this is important. We have bass and it says dark glass. So if I didn't know otherwise, I would assume that it's some sort of amp. And so it's colored, okay? It's a colored already signal that's telling the mix engineer that the bass is run through an amp. This is the amp simulation or the amp. And then here it says bass DI, and that's direct input, bass direct input. So there, the mix engineer can kind of maybe reamp or do other creative things. But usually for bass, you do want to send at least two tracks there, 2 stems. Let's keep looking here. We got Guitar Candy. Excuse me. Here I have a different channel strip name. The LPS, this is for me personally because I recorded here. This is for my Les Paul, and I'm using the middle pickup, middle position, and then again over here, this is my neck position. But you can do something like this, for instance. You can go over here, and this will kind of bleed into step 2, but I just want to give you a little tip here. You can say pan, medium, left. Okay, and this because when the guitars come out, when all these tracks come out, they're all centered. There's different options, but I usually send them all centered and then let the mix engineer do their thing. But let's say I really wanted this one on the left for whatever reason, then I'll write that in pan, medium, left. And as you can see, it is pan, medium, left. This is a hard left. This is like a slight left. And this, I would say, is like a medium left. Okay, so we can title that a little bit later. But going down, we can see all this whole organization in my DAW. And we'll get through the rest of the tracks. So I want to go through step 2. Make sure your tracks are properly labeled with notes, okay? And pretty much like how we did here, Guitar Candy, pan, medium, left, you know. And again, you can do that with all of these. I'm not going to do them all right now, but that's a total possibility. Or you could leave like as is, and your mix engineer will be creative and come up with something, you know, themselves. Let's see. Yeah, we have organ 1, organ 2, Wurlitzer. This is a whole drum track, all the drums in one track. And so I have it just for playback reasons. But as you can see here, all my drums are labeled nice and organized, you know, far room, room left, room right, snare, tom, overhead, right overhead. I should probably move them close to each other like that. You know, that would actually be a pretty good tip. I'd probably put kick in first, snare, and I'll show you why a little bit later. Snare bottom, snare top. I'll put the rooms out here. Tom nearby. Let's see what else. I want the hi-hat up here, maybe the ride next. Floor tom close to the tom there. And this looks about right. Yeah. So this way they all send out in a very organized. The mix engineer really appreciates that, guys. As one myself, helps organize the whole thing. Helps just move faster. It creates a better workflow, and you know, you want to do that for your mix engineer. There's a lot to it. So now step 3, as you can see, I am showing you the whole project here. And what we're going to do is you can usually click and drag and create a little region. So you usually, might start off kind of small, but all you got to do is drag to your liking. And we've got a pretty good region happening here. So this means that when we export, all of everything in the region will be exported. We don't want to like go too far. And I like it because I have more control. I don't let the DAW decide when to stop or start. I like to be in exact control of that. And so basically, when we export, like let's say this acoustic track right here that I'm looking at, that's highlighted, you're going to see a lot of no signal, but the whole track is going to start at 0. So that's exactly what we want to do. So we're going to go here, we're going to go File, Export. And let's see, what I will do here is all tracks as audio files. So once we click that range, we're going to put export cycle range only. We need WAV files. Bit depth is 24. You want to bypass effects plugins, okay? Because now your mix engineer is going to apply their own plugins, their own hardware, whatever it might be. So go ahead and bypass effects plugins. However, if you want to keep a few, you can always write to the mix engineer, hey, I want, a 73 EQ on this particular part, or I want this or that. But usually when you hire a mix engineer, their job is to know what works best anyway. So we got bypass effects plugins here. I would not include volume pan automation as well. But again, it's totally your call. This just sends everything out with a volume that you have already. But again, the mix engineer is going to be able to pretty much determine that. A good mix engineer will be able to level everything out and kind of give you a different perspective on things. They've been doing this a while. We're going to go normalize off. Okay, so our levels, you don't want to be peaking, obviously, when you're sending anything out. So we're going to turn off normalization. And I like this a lot. So my custom text, I usually just push a space bar. And now this is how the file name looks. It has track 1. And then there's voice, and that's it. And my custom again is this space. So then without the space, there's no space between the track number and the title of the track. So I'll put a space there just to make it look a little organized. And then I'll save on my desktop, right? Let's say we're gonna create a new folder. Okay, and this goes on to step 4. We're gonna create a folder specifically for that because you don't want all these files everywhere in your computer. So we're gonna save this, and the song is called Mundo Transparente. So I'm gonna create that, and then all you do is click export, and there she's going. Okay, now that everything's been exported, I can go ahead and get out of Logic. We don't need to save anything. I didn't really change anything. And then as you can see right here, I've got all my files. So you can upload them through the Fiverr account that I've got, or I'm gonna pull up a new tab here. I love WeTransfer. You can try WeTransfer if it's outside of, on your own. Let me see, I forget where. Okay, so all we do is we upload files, Mundo Transparente. I think there's a way to get a folder or select a folder. There we go, upload. That's perfect. So all these files are uploaded now. All we do, we're gonna send it to whoever, my email, another one of my emails. Put in the email, you title it for mixing, it's just an example. And then, you can write your message and transfer it over, and boom, your mix engineer has all your files ready to go, nice and clean. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I made it real simple. So don't forget step 1, and I have my sticky notes right here. Step 1, be organized in your DAW. Step 2, make sure your tracks are properly labeled. And if you want, just put a little bit of notes on there, such as panning, maybe some sort of volume, just something real simple, preferably just panning. Step 3, consolidate and export. So remember, make that cycle range, and then just so you know exactly where you're exporting. Step 4, you want to save it in a folder just so all your files aren't everywhere. Okay, they could be a mess. There's going to be like 40, 50 files. They're going to be a mess. Save them in a folder. And step 5, send it off either through Fiverr. I personally like WeTransfer. It's very, very convenient, and a lot of people use it. It's kind of an industry standard for sending large files. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that was useful. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.